Yeah, so I want to write a song about Arcata called Shitkickers Paradise. We'll do a parody of Gangsters Paradise, except there are actual gangsters. One of whom was bragging about having 700 pounds, not giving a gorgeous Spanish girl his number, saying, "Are you about the work or about the play? Because I'm all about the work." And when I stupidly got into it with him because he asked me for a lighter and I said no, he dislodged my finger. I then went to the hospital where they said it without anesthesia because the doctor came out, he said, it's dislocated, I can reset it. I said, please, can you give me anesthesia? He said, no, we don't do that. So he yanked on my finger. I screamed, and what I screamed was, damn it, I knew that was going to go that way. I've seen Point Break. I've seen Point Break. Not. And I looked at the girl sitting there who looked at me like, oh, that was horrible. And I said, look at the doc. She was like striding merrily back, some Norman Rockwell-esque douche who just, no, we don't give anesthesia. Well, we don't do that. Yes, we'll give you pain medicine afterwards. They didn't. I can't take any of that liver poisoning crap. I need the good shit, the morphine. I don't do pain medicine, but when my finger is at a 90-degree angle, I thought it was like torn off my hand. So he marches back into the emergency room, and I look at the woman just randomly sitting there in the waiting room, and I said, God, he's a happy warrior. Was that good for you? Was it good for me? Was it good for you? And she went, oh, God. Then they sit down a kid from Argentina. He has a crazy little braid on his hair. These kids have this hair coming out right? He looked like a rainbow baby. And he spoke broken English. He asked me what was up. Quicker than I could tell him, 3 guys from the ambulance crew come out and in front of me tell him that his friend died. I'm sitting there having been ignored, having had my fingers straightened without anesthesia, sitting there for hours. They let me go without pain medicine. Okay? They hung up on me when I asked for directions. Isn't it great we have a health care system instead of a health profit system? Not a joke. No rim shot. 2, 3, 4. But so in that situation, I did what I do, which is I went into what we'll call Jesus mode, which is, kid, it's not your fault. I asked him if he was driving. This is a horrible moment. Time will heal this. People feel bad in these situations. Don't. What I was telling him was, you're going to suffer from survivor's guilt. No one's here to counsel you. God obviously put me in this situation to do some good. Hey, a sprained finger it really hurts. Okay, your finger is at a 90-degree angle to your hand. Okay, it really hurt. But I'm glad I brought some good out of it because I tried to just sit there and pray with the kid and just be silently supportive. I didn't say any religious shit because I don't believe in it and it's not appropriate. I spoke psychologies. Were you driving? This is going to pass. You're young and you don't know that this too will pass and that time will heal this. Don't feel bad for surviving. This is a horrible thing. I feel really bad for you. I said, you seem like a nice guy, man. I think this is going to be okay, but you just take some time. They not only didn't do that, but they sent me, a severely depressed person who struggles with what I'm not going to any longer call suicidal ideation, but just a severe level of despair and terror due to being homeless and bleeding on a street corner and suffering from an illness she killed that no one gives a shit about, that you want to go to the emergency room and film about, but they won't let you film. All they do is send Norman Rockwell out to yank on your finger and then march back in and then plop a kid down and tell him that his friend died in front of you. They didn't even do it. They let the ambulance guys do it. The ambulance guys were nice. And when I said to the security guard, hey, I suffer from suicidal ideation and severe depression, can you not do this in front of me? But gee, it's not about me, it's about this kid. And then I went right back when they left me with him for another hour to quietly breathing and meditating and trying to do good things with my energy and try and be a channel for God's love, because what else can you do in that situation but bring some small good out of it? And I decided it's a metaphor for my entire life. No one was going to figure out what the hell this was and heal it. No one can tell Joni Mitchell how to cure Morgellons. No one, but I can, and I did, and I will. And even if God Almighty is a dick to me, I'm going to be a good person, and that's where I'm down to. I'm down to religion, and maybe even the true Jesus messed me up worse with an evil illness, that even if I started sharing all my art with the world, and if I lived for another 25 years, I wouldn't have enough time to do it. And 25 years from now, I'll be 81. So that sucks. I think my whole life was a waste. I think God is an evil, unjust, liar, thug, bully who told me my life is a sin and not to live it. And what he was really saying was, you're going to be very sick and everything's going to go wrong. Don't expect anything, because expectations are a real liability when you're in hell. At the portal to hell, what it says is, abandon hope, all ye who enter here. And that's literally what you have to do. Now that I'm leaving hell because I'm not as sick anymore, I'm going, I have to embrace hope. And one thing I've noticed, that hope is a lie of the devil designed to get me to be riddled with despair and kill myself when it is revealed as false hope. That's why I'm pissed at Barack Obama. Fuck all that hope he changes shit, okay? Didn't punish the people that broke our economy because he went to Harvard with them. Killed an American kid and his dad was a terrorist. And when they asked his administration why, he said, well, the kid should have had a better dad. 16-year-old American citizen on foreign soil. Here comes a drone and now you're dead. Constitutional scholar. Overruled the GMO regulations for many states and standardized it to a lower standard that's put through by the Organic Food Growers Organization, which is basically large corporations that don't give a shit about organic. You can't know what's in your food now. So this thing I have that's relevant to GMOs, you can't know enough about it now. Because fuck you if your food's genetically modified. We don't live in a democracy. This is the guy I voted for twice and thought was the great American hope. And now we have the great white hope. In other words, the great white supremacist hope. Because one corporate whore who wiped his ass with the Constitution brought us a worse corporate whore who doesn't even know he's saying crazy shit when he says, Jeff Sessions, don't enforce the law. It's called the imperial presidency, and it gets worse with time, and both sides agree on it so far. Maybe we can redecide it and realize that we're the tyrants and we're sinners and not be ruled by mammon and money, and then John doesn't have to become such an ascetic monk and become a sex-forsaking, money-forsaking person who thinks God told him not to live his life and that just living your life is evil. No, it's just the people become more sinful because they're assholes. You can do great things with your life. No one really does because no one really tries because no one really cares. We manifest an evil reality because we don't give a shit. This is the unity between my fucked up New Age shit and my fucked up fundamentalist Christian shit. We're sinners because we choose to be. And when someone tells us or tries to teach us how to not be, we kill the messenger. America, I'm your comedic messenger, and I'm striding out onto the deck of the Titanic to merrily tell you, hey, everyone in those lawn chairs and those deck chairs, lounging in the sun on this lovely Titanic day. Funny thing that's going to happen. The ship's going to sink. No, the ship's really going to sink. No, I have knowledge of the future, and I know that the ship wasn't really built for an iceberg. We're headed for an iceberg, and I'm here from the future to tell you. And I'm trying to make it amusing because I know no one listens to shit unless it's amusing or unless you get something out of it. Who listens to a damn thing, right? So I'm trying to coat the medicine in a spoonful of sugar. Helps the medicine that the Titanic's going to sink. Isn't that funny? No, don't kill me. I'm just the messenger. Look, I'm sorry. Forget it. I was trying to warn you. I'm going to go back to the future and be safe there, but your Titanic is going to sink, America, and I'm trying to make it amusing, and it's just not funny. Leo and Kate are going to freeze to death on that bow of that ship, and they're not going to have 2 kids and a white picket fence and a beautiful romance. They're going to become deep-sea popsicles. Don't worry. You're all going to die. It's going to be fine. Quicker than you would if Trump wasn't president. You see what I'm saying? So, that'll suck or not. I don't know. Yeah, so, please don't kill the messenger, and this is the deal, and no one wants to hear it. I could go back to the emergency room and make a speech about the medical industrial complex and the narcissistic character disorder of my cardiologist dad and my bioethicist mom, that they both have the same. It's all narcissism and materialism, and it stops you from knowing what's true. It stops you from having real emotions and having emotional intelligence, and then your emotions just bias the facts, and you listen to them because you're stupid and evil and dumb and like being that way. So it's a bummer. Okay, bye.